I said, Paul.
Yeah.
I said, Paul.
Yeah.
I said, Paul.
Hi everybody, I'm Bryan Hinschberger.
And I'm Paul Hinschberger.
We're the Wine Brothers, and we talk a lot about wine. We talk about the wines of Beaumont Imports because, well, I do national sales for Beaumont Imports, and I love all the wines that we import. And I just can't wait to tell you about them. And Paul...
I'm his brother, and I just get tagged along and do them for free.
It's so true. I love it. So, we're gonna taste two wines today from this incredible estate in Galicia. Galicia is northwestern Spain, right above Portugal. That kind of little tag that hangs off of Spain, you know, if you were to look at it in that kind of way. And Galicia has lots of awesome wine happening within the whole region, but on the far west side, on the coast, there is a region called Rias Baixas. Within Rias Baixas, there's 5 subzones. Each subzone kind of offering something new to the world of Albariño primarily. But this particular estate, Tomada de Castro, is part of the Val de Salnes. Val de Salnes is the oldest sub-region within the DO. Maybe arguably the most important, but definitely been there the longest. Some of the most prized estates are there. Tomada de Castro is, essentially they've been making wine from generations, but Elisabeth Castro, her father Carlos, decided back in the late 90s that he wanted to take the family tradition and just make a living out of it and start making wine for reals, you know. And Elisabeth has taken over. She still uses the wonderful help of her father, but Elisabeth is the winemaker, phenomenal woman who makes beautiful, beautiful wines. Let me tell you why these wines in particular are something I'm super excited about. And then I'll let Paul kind of dive into this. That smells really good. In Albariño country, you know, it's very, very wet. It's rainy. If you think of America's Northwest, and you go to Seattle, it rains all the time. Portland, it rains all the time. Think of the same as Spain. Spain's Northwest is really green, lush forests everywhere because the rain is immense. There's all these amazing like islands that kind of sit off and kind of create this cool coast. Some of the greatest seafood on the planet literally happens here because of the way that the currents flow in the Atlantic, and they spin. The Rias Baixas, it kind of looks like this. And so here's ocean, little inlets, and as the currents come, it brings in fish, and the fish and the crustacean and everything, all the minerals and the nutrients that come from the ocean get stuck in this web. So the clams, the mussels, the oysters, the crab, it's incredible. The seafood in this part of the world is bar none. It is seriously incredible. So this estate is in this little village called Cambados, where, you know, Elisabeth is her husband does, you know, he's out every day on the boat getting clams. That's his business.
Wow. Red
clams, black clams, white clams. It's pretty fantastic.
That's
and
cool.
There is nothing better with the local seafood than Albariño from the area. The Flor de Verano is their entry-level Albariño. From the lowest elevation, so I mean this is on sea level, low elevation vineyards, a little bit more wet, and the pergola training, you know, above head training of grapes to make sure lots of airflow keeps going as to not create mold in the grapes. But now that I've just ranted forever, and Paul has had plenty of time to just dissect and think about this wine, what's this Flor de Verano all about?
Well, it has like passion fruit and lemon and lime and pear and great acidity. It
smells so good.
Really, and good texture, or like a more medium plus weight to it, body. It's
kind of like me.
Yeah.
Medium plus body,
but not as hairy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Which is good.
Medium plus with the no
much,
hair.
Much better.
I need to be more medium minus, I think. You know, that's where I need to be. So what is really particular about this estate, Tomada de Castro, is they're all estate fruit. It's delicious, huh?
It's really good.
This is a zone where people have farmed their property and their little land and their little parcels for generations, and you don't really let that go. Your family has this one little hectare in the backyard of Albariño, and you farm that and you sell it to somebody who's making Albariño. This is awesome because they have 7 hectares of estate fruit and they only use their own fruit, which is pretty unique in this area. Other unique point, Albariño, most everybody uses cultured or selected yeasts in order to start inoculation. These are all natural yeasts for native yeast fermentations, which is also super unique because people kind of find that to be scary when you're making white wine especially. And the wines are pristine. So now this is the Tomada de Castro, the estate bottling, the highest vineyards, about 150 meters above sea level is where these vineyards are sitting. Little older vines, more particular plot, but again, no oak aging, but only indigenous yeast fermentation. And what's happening here?
It has a sweeter nose to it. It's like honeyed, but still in that pear.
Yeah, like a ripe
tropical,
like a pear tarte tatin.
Yeah.
You know, like apple tarte tatin, where you start to get that caramelization of those sugars within the fruit.
Yeah.
Oh my god, how's the palate?
It's tasty, of course. There's kind of that caramely note, but it's really dry on the palate. It's totally dry.
Yeah, it's totally dry.
Nice acidity.
There's a great acidity.
It's
there.
a really nice
contrast?
juxtaposition.
Juxtaposition. Those are big words that I don't use in these videos because I don't know them. Paul's the Scrabble master. Yeah, I think you're right. The nose, the floral, like the aromatics of this wine. I have this beautiful sweet fruit tone to it. But on the dry palate, the acidity is there. I'm still just watering from it. There's a lot of texture.
Salinity to it.
There's some salinity
it's
there.
Really nice on a hot day. Like it's hot out.
It is definitely hot. You're starting to glisten. I'm glistening. You're glistening. Luckily, we're glistening to Elisabeth's wines, and they're fantastic. You know, I wish what was on the docket for this evening was some like killer seafood, but I guess we need to go to Rias Baixas soon to enjoy some of these.
You pay for my ticket.
It's happening.
I'm going.
Paul, let's do it. Let's go. So, Albariño, probably the most well-known white grape of Spain, and rightfully so. It's a really cool grape, and especially when they are made well, they have some personality, they have some class, and I think Elisabeth Castro is doing a killer job. Right up there, just on the coast. It's absolutely stunning. The vineyards are beautiful, and she's doing everything right to these wines. I absolutely love them. So, find some Albariño, drink it down, eat some delicious crab or prawns, lobsters, clams, anything.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Cheers.